right. Call this meeting to order. If you're gonna talk, you should turn your mic on. We don't have really much to talk about tonight, but if you're gonna talk, you could turn that on. Hopefully, they're not gonna quit on us like they were last month. So Holly, would you call the meeting to order, please?
Chairman Mayhew.
Here.
Mr. Craig.
Here.
Mr. Angard.
Here.
Dr. Nestor.
She was excused.
Mr. Grote.
Here.
Mr. Youth.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Vice Chair McCombsky.
Here.
All right, so the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, privilege of the floor. Is there anything anyone wants to bring up that's not on the agenda? I would just like to say this is Steve Engard had submitted his letter of resignation effective tonight after this meeting. So Steve, we just want to thank you all of the years. Do you know how many years you've been on the planning board or involved in the town?
I don't really recall.
Yeah.
I just know it's the fifth 7-year term, but I came into the middle of a term when I came in.
Fifth, 7 years.
Yeah, so I don't really remember. So
4 times 7 is 28.
I know I've been with the mayor for over 20, for over 20, because when I came on, he had just assumed the chair from Butch.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, I think that was about, it's like 02.
a long time. I just got involved in it because I didn't have a TV. I know open meetings law.
Yeah.
But, so, I want to thank everybody for the opportunity for doing the service. Public service has been great. And it's been a turn in my life that I never would have expected, but very learning. So it's been special.
We thank you very much for all the years of service. Anything else anybody wants to mention or bring up?
With
Yes.
Steve resigning, are you going to make a request to the town board to appoint Dr. Nestro as a full member instead of an alternate?
She's not certain yet.
Okay.
She wanted to go along meetings as an alternate for few meetings. So I mentioned, but I don't want to make that motion without her being here.
She mentioned that when she first,
Yeah, I thought so.
she wanted to.
Yeah. She got about 9 months or 10 months left before she's retiring also, but
Well, and if we're one member shy, basically she gets
she
to
will.
vote at every
be
meeting.
Yeah.
It's not like we're, I don't know if there's any big push at the moment that we do have the alternate, so we're
Right.
not down on, we won't be down one, but with the alternate, we're basically full.
Yes,
Yeah, so
a good point though. So
give her a few months.
give her,
and,
well, we'll give her one
sure,
more
see
month.
what she
Give her
says.
one more month and say,
Yeah.
have you made up a decision yet?
Say 2, 3, 4.
Whatever. Okay. Anything else?
I'll turn in my comprehensive.
Oh,
plan book
okay,
for
appreciate
next
that.
number. The code book, I don't know, the judges have one, each, just like every member does.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it goes back to you and they issue another one, or I keep it, or what.
That's Eileen's kind of the keeper of the code
Yeah,
books.
it was my
So-
understanding that she wants them back, if not, she told me one day, if you don't.
Oh, yeah, I
Well-
absolutely want that, but I mean, every
Oh,
elected person.
But you already
gets
have,
one.
you have one.
Yeah, and
relation to
mine
the-
is, held together with.
Yeah, I know.
That's all right.
I would,
I'll touch base with Eileen about it,
Yeah,
but
I would
just
just-
so you know, I'm taking that with me for the moment.
yeah, okay,
Not trying to steal it.
that'll be good. And I think that is the extra one. Isn't it the comprehensive plan notebook?
No, Actually, Holly has. that.
Oh, Holly has the extra, one. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah, you can leave that. We didn't sign those out to anyone. Well, you actually created them.
Yeah, but I wanted to make sure that.
Yeah, we'll get it for Carolyn. Thank you.
I think what I made 8.
Mhm.
So.
All right. Anything else on that line? Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from the November meeting.
I already found a mistake. on The month I put for 111th month.
That's the only mistake I found. You had
I really meant the
111.
11th.
I assumed that. That was the only thing I saw. That's on page 1 on the town reports.
Yeah.
Instead of 111. That's, yeah, everything else looked really good.
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes.
Second,
Okay. All in favor?
Uh,
Opposed? Great. Really good job. We had a lot of stuff last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Move on to reports, town board meeting. Pretty short, uneventful meeting, really. They met on the 12th. Highway Department just, reported they were gone back onto a 5-day schedule, 7 to 3:30. When they change the time, normally the Highway Department goes into the 10-hour, 10-hour days, and then they change back during the winter. They've done pretty much normal stuff, some ditching along Lawrence Hill, up there where there's always a problem with it. The snow fence, if you notice the snow fence up by the airport, Wendell Coy's property, they put some strip of snow fence that had been donated to the town by someone, but it's deteriorating. Sunlight is the UV from the sun is deteriorating, the stuff is ripping and falling apart. So the town will not be buying any of that. He said he might try to get some, I don't know what areas he's interested, but they're not going to use the same type of plastic that they've used up there. It was interesting because later in the meeting, someone mentioned that the county was beginning to use more of that type of snow fence. Either it's a better quality or problems also. He reported they had made 7 salt runs at that point in time. And I noticed they've been playing around with a new grader up on Hill Road quite a bit
Yeah.
up there. I guess they're training on it and, it's their newest piece of equipment, so. Yeah. Honey Island Lake Watershed Task Force, not much happening there. He didn't actually report anything of significance. Water District, everything was running smoothly. They did have representatives of the Richmond Fire District here during the privilege of the floor, and they questioned a bit about the increases in the amount that they requested from the different towns, because it was different among the 3 towns. And their answer was they're trying to get them to be more equitable based on usage of the fire department equipment and the emergency equipment, but you didn't have any data really. They'd ask how many runs, how many ambulance runs or how many fire runs in Canada versus Richmond versus South Bristol. Those are the 3 towns that use. They didn't really have any data. They said they would send it to the town board if they were interested. So they have done that. They updated the 5-year capital plan. They didn't pass it out. If you're interested, it's on file with the town clerk.
On the website also.
Is that what did they put it on the website? On the highway department? Okay. And that was pretty much it. Town organizational meeting is going to be held at the January meeting of the town board, which is the second Monday of the month. Some other bookkeeping things, having Canandaigua National Bank act as the agent for the town. Ontario County dog control contract. And they did appoint Stephanie Seeley as the deputy town clerk / tax collector. Stephanie is the secretary of the zoning board of appeals also. She's going to continue that. And they appointed Diane Horning as assessor clerk. So that's what she's gonna be doing. She was previously the deputy town clerk. She's gonna be the assessor's clerk now. They wanted to remind everyone, there's a town holiday party, Christmas party, Wednesday, 12:30 here, if you want to, everyone's invited, if you want to come. Just bring a dish to pass and they usually have a pretty good turnout here, just bring something to pass along and spend some time. And for information, they appointed a new court clerk to take Steve's place, and that's going to be Krista Hoover, who's our bookkeeper. So she's gonna hold both positions. Apparently they can do that without any conflicts or of time. And that's pretty much all I have.
Previous.
She's the current bookkeeper.
Okay, so she's gonna take
She's,
that on.
she's going to,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're both part-time. Less than part.
I see.
okay. County Planning Board, Steve Grove, thing.
We had our end of the year meeting and. On the 13th, December 13th. The only really class 2 we had last.
Steve, is your microphone on? I couldn't see the light.
Up on the top, that little red ring, see this?
Did it shut off?
Does the light shut off? But it stays on down here?
Stays on your.
Oh, the whole thing shuts off.
Stays off for about 30 seconds and it goes on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Steve.
Yeah, we had our meeting December 13th. The only class 2 we had was, did I mention last month the town of Naples was initiating a 6-month moratorium on their energy system, as I thought, so came back through. I think it was introduced last month, so yeah, came through with amendment, 6 months, now it's just the law, they had these definitions. And I got just a little background, because I said, well, why the heck they doing it? I asked Linda, really, they've got quite a large solar application for the town. And the planning board has been reviewing it rather. But a final decision on it won't be made until which is more. The details of what was submitted, I don't know, yes, but
Don't they have a big wind farm in that area too being proposed?
Mhm.
I asked her, and then the plan. She said, pretty much. But I guess that was what prompted this quite a large scale. And they just want to make sure they have all their ducks in order. They're revisiting. It could conceivably go longer. They gave the option 6 months to renew it. And could. Then just as an aside, I found out that my term at the county comes due on July 31st. And looking at that was July 31st of 2004 when I started it. So I have made a decision, I'm gonna bow out of it at the end of July. Anyone who does take my place, it does not have to be anyone from the board here, it can be. Qualified from, it doesn't have to be. But at the end of July, I think that's enough, probably enough too. That'll be enough. End of July.
Well, you're gonna have to get somebody to replace you before you can leave. All right. Anything else for Steve? Thank you.
It's a drive coming back to high school. It went dark, it's like, oh,
All right.
7:90 again, it's at 10 o'clock.
Well, thank you. Zoning board, I don't think they met. Code enforcement, you have this Joe's report. If you have any questions, Dr. Joe Miller. Or Rich Joking, the deputy, find out any information you need. Comprehensive plan, anything for us? Okay.
Yeah, excuse me. So I was looking at the calendar, and I was thinking we would start meeting in January. Do Thursdays work for you guys? I was thinking we would meet sort of in the first half of the month to offset it from our planning board meeting. If that makes sense to you guys, space them out a little bit. I was looking at potentially our first meeting being January 11th. If that works for, both of you.
It's fine, just
Did-
send an email out, that's all.
Okay.
I'll forget.
Yeah, we definitely should.
That was good. So are these considered open meetings that need minutes and recordings? And notice? I didn't think research groups fell into that category, did they?
I think a comprehensive plan would be a good idea. I don't know if we need to report them, well, if we make. Might as well make them available on Zoom, we have the capability.
I would say that since we have the capability to
Yeah.
record them, why wouldn't we? In
If
the
more people
effort to be
get,
transparent, and maybe people would be more apt to participate remotely than coming in person.
Just want to make sure if we do
Yeah.
that, we're doing everything that
I'll-
goes along with that.
I'll have a chat with Eileen
Eileen,
too,
totally, so.
just to make sure we're doing everything we need to as far as open meetings law
Yes.
goes.
but it'd be a good idea to keep it.
Oh, yeah,
And I think Zoom, if we do Zoom, then I think, but you know.
Yeah.
We're not trying to hide anything.
Absolutely not, the opposite.
Getting people involved.
Yes, so if anybody knows of anybody who wants to participate, I think we can chat more about that on the 11th as well. I did have a conversation with Supervisor Bastola and Tom Lyons from the county planning. Just kind of about the services that the county offers and just sort of what the process is gonna look like a little bit.
Tom, who?
Tom Lyons, he's fairly new to the county planning department.
Good. Thank you. Any questions for Caitlin? So we've got two volunteers, right? White and then Birch, and that's our limit.
I would prefer to meet a little earlier.
That's fine with me.
Is 6 o'clock okay?
That's good. I'm retired.
I'm like Steve, I don't want to be out too late. That's my bedtime.
Okay, thank you. Get that going, good. Okay, old business. Mr. Ward got his final survey maps completed and brought them in Thursday. They had moved that property line on the survey so that the septic now is 80 feet, and we had to put down the distance on the well relative to the property line. So those are the things that he needed to do. So he's all set, all done with us. It was more than that. Yeah, I've got it in there if anybody's interested. It was, cause he had to move it quite a bit to get the 80 feet for the septic. And so that, remember, septic was quite a bit closer to the property line. So he moved that down. That made the well conforming. Yep. So that one's done. New business, fill out your vouchers. That's all
45, right?
They had 45 for the, if you didn't get, if you had any training costs or anything, you could put those in, but I think everyone's set. And so fill that out sometime and I'll sign them. Everybody get their checks this past week from the previous?
Don't think I did.
You didn't? Mine came Saturday.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't check the mail today. So.
Okay.
That's back on schedule. Last year we did it different. It was later. I always banked on this money for Christmas presents and now it's scary time again.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it.
I thought we did it earlier.
Saturday.
Last year, for whatever reason, we wanted to do it. We wanted to change it up.
I know it was different. I thought we did it
was different.
early.
I can't
We did
remember
it
what,
early.
I thought we did.
Earlier,
It's something
later,
weird.
I think we did it a month early and so this year I didn't even, I didn't think about it. It's probably was my.
Yeah, it's great. Perfect.
That was, that was an informal thing. I'm not sure. I don't recall the reason, but we're back on our normal schedule. So tonight, just one, fill that out before you leave. I got a couple of other things. I think with the exception of Steve Engard, everybody's met their 4 hours. Is that correct? Paul gave me his finishing one. I finished mine up this past week also. So regarding training, supervisor made an executive decision to restore the carryover allowance that New York State allows. We need to have 4 hours, but if you have more than 4 hours in one calendar year, you can carry over up to 4 hours for the following year. So if you go to an 8 hours, pardon?
Then I'm over
Did you have more?
it. Yeah.
You had some left? Okay. Well, he didn't, he responded, the email, I think. So I'm gonna ask him to put some, do something officially. So starting this year, right, if you go to more than 4, go ahead, the town will still pay for it, but it'll carry over to the following year. And the last thing I had was I put together a revised roster and a list of meeting dates for next year. I'll check over your information, let me know if it's incorrect. And with that, is there anything else?
We're gonna need somebody to last adjourn from now on, but
That's right.
figure that out amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Is there a second?
Second.
White, okay, all in,
Dwight will carry the.
I will carry it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thanks, everyone. Have a great Christmas. Stay
Merry
safe
Christmas.
and see you January 22nd.